Future Mark is off to ride Kopiko Aotearoa later in January, so old Mark took off after lunch on a Saturday for an overnight final training ride to test all the equipment. It had been almost a year since completing Tour Aotearoa and riding with everything on the bike, plus I was trying a couple of small tweaks I'd made to my setup. So with the modifications and all my gear, I rode off towards Pencarrow, then around the coast, skirting up the eastern side of Lake Wairarapa before pulling into Martinborough. I didn't have much of a plan beyond eating in Martinborough, which was around the 108km mark. So pushed off around a loop of White Rock Road. Google Maps satellite view made it look like there would be plenty of great wild camping options. The evening was beautiful, and I rode off, started the ascent. The road went up, and on, with no decent spots to camp that I could spot. Around 135km mark, the light had faded enough for me to switch on my lights and start this big descent. 5 kilometres later, at the bottom of a valley, I crossed a bridge and hit a T-intersection. Looking back, I saw a good spot hidden from the gravel road below the bridge I'd just crossed. I pulled in, washed off in the stream, made some dinner, set up tent, then went to bed.
A little test overnight. Give yourself a try with a slightly different setup. Main difference is this guy, slightly lighter, easier to load, a little less capacity I think, in terms of I can't just strip stuff on, and you've added the little clear container to keep the worst of the road off of it. All good. And extra water capacity at the moment.
Sometime after midnight, the wind came up, and turns out my spot was hidden from the road, but not the gusts of wind. A week before dawn, I awaited first light before getting up, sorting breakfast, packing down, and riding off. Here is where things got interesting. The clear track on my Lizine head unit wasn't what was in front of me. I was crossing farmland, much like the Western Hill Traverse in the Hutt Valley or Skyline Ride from Jayville to Macra in Wellington. The route was different to the tracks in front of me, so I did the best I could, but had to backtrack several times to get back out to the road. And that wind, well, it was a headwind, fierce, blowing on my face all day. The 36k to Martinborough and Morfoot was really hard. From there my route wriggled to the south, but the hills meant it remained a headwind. The Rimutaka rail trail was horrific, and I got blown off on the final push up to the Siberia swing bridge. Descending down into Upper Hutt, I called ahead for a pickup at the 100k mark. Am I ready for Kopiko? The little changes in gear setup worked well, so I guess it's just now a question of whether I did enough training, and I'll find out about that from Future Mark in February.